feel like I'm sitting too far away. So as you saw in the last video, which I had to cut short because it was just getting way too long, I'm blanking out. I uncovered that huge, Bondo area, the whole messed up part. So a couple days ago I finished it almost. I kind of got it to a spot where I just kept hammering at it, kept straightening it out. So we're gonna go back to that right now. You guys can watch that, and then eventually we'll get to this part, which is what I'm doing today. So stay tuned, and we're gonna fix it up. What's going on, ding dongs? Here we are, day 69. Hour 4:20, and I'm gonna keep working on this beater. So, literally, I gotta beat this thing out. I got a bigger hammer, so yeah. Hopefully, I can try to get this a little better. I want to get this up, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I need to somehow get a screwdriver in here or something, because this is really low compared to the light. This needs to be like that. So yeah, and then this just needs to be a little more block sanded. Other than that, it's smooth. And then I also bought black primer because I decided I'm not going to paint the car this year because the paint's going to turn out like shit because it's too cold to paint already. So I'll just prime it black, and it'll be good for the winter. Trunk is done, as you can see, except for the little spots that I realized after I primered it. So that, and I think that's it. But yeah, it's mostly done. So let's get to hammering. I'm gonna weld this as well. See, this is all floppy. Don't want that. I want it to be solid, so I'm gonna weld it. Just a little spot weld, nothing much. Doesn't need much. So yeah. Get started. Here's another thing I'm doing. So on the driver's side door hinge, it's gotten super loud. Like every time you open it, it just like creaks and moans like crazy, and here's why. This is the ball bearing retainer that keeps the door from swinging closed. So when you close the door, or when you open the door, it stays open because of this spring-loaded bearing that pushes into these grooves right here. What happens is the grease here dries out. You see this? It's like, so what you can do is you can clean this out and put new grease in it. Very thick, heavy-duty grease, so it doesn't just like drip out and leave, because this isn't contained. This is pretty open to the elements, so you need some like thick grease. Or you can just push the grease that's in there into the grooves and hope for the best. So yeah, little quick tip. See that? Silent. I put brake grease in there. It's the only thick grease I have. Yeah. Nice and quiet now. Stays in its place. That's how it should be. That is so smooth now. Hell yeah. Looks like I'm not welding anything. The gear drive is stripped out. So, see, not feeding any oil. The motor is still spinning in there. This isn't driving anything, which means there's a gear drive in here. You can see the motor is offset from the actual drive feed gear. So that means there's a little gearing in here, and it's probably stripped out. And yeah, so no welding today. So yeah, little Harbor Freight welders no more. Time to get another one, except this time, instead of $80, we're gonna spend $180. Big money time. Here we go. Got all the rust cleaned off. As you can see, everything's clean everywhere. This is actually holding stiff. I welded from the inside a little bit. Not here, but here it's stiff, so that's okay. Should be fine. So, we can get started on the Bondo now. Try to smooth all this out. It's very bumpy, but at least it's not a 1/4 inch or ½ inch of Bondo now, so we'll be much better this time. Everything's all dry, at least almost all dry. You can see the taillight fits pretty well. I'm gonna be pulling the taillight in and out, trying to get this as straight as possible. So let's get the bulk of it down with this, and then we'll do the rest block sanding. Check it out, ding dongs. That is looking smooth as hell. Yeah, that looks awesome. There's a little tiny spot I gotta fill in with spot putty, which I don't have. I'm thinking, can you use the hardener, the red hardener, as spot putty? I'm gonna test it out right now. I'm gonna put a piece just like on something and see if it dries this into a hard thing. And then you gotta spot putty that little spot. But this whole quarter panel is looking awesome. It is so much better than it was. It is so smooth. Obviously these little high spots are still here, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Because the whole, like, do you remember how this used to look? I'll put up a video of it eventually or something. I don't know. But this turned out awesome. So now we're gonna do that sub pot, that sub pot, that sub pot. And then we'll do the other side. This is fun. You like my little tripod? Whee! Yeah. This tripod's awesome. I don't know if you can see it. As you can see, it's kind of decent for a first pass. The bottom's pretty good. Top is still very wavy and bumpy though. And as you can tell, it's getting kind of dark. I don't know if I should keep going. I definitely got a primer the other side. I'm gonna get the whole side primered, and then maybe I'll do one more coat because it's gonna snow tomorrow, and this whole week's like 28, 30 degrees. So I'm not gonna be able to do any body work because I don't want to do it in the garage because the whole garage turns into a big dust storm. Contemplating if I should do another pass of Bondo, or if I should just primer it for now and just let it be while it snows and hope for better weather. Alright, well, you probably can't see anything because it's dark outside, but this whole side is pretty good now. It's pretty smooth, it's primered. Of course it needs more sanding, you know, to smooth it, the primer and stuff. But yeah, this whole side is basically done. This side, however, is still pretty bad. So this is still gonna need a lot of work. Same with this right here. This is still gonna need a lot of work. So basically, whole entire driver's side is done, and whole entire passenger side is not. So here is where we're at with this. As you can see, it's still very bumpy right here. Here it's pretty decent though. This is just one pass of Bondo and orbital sander. So it's looking okay. It's not horrible. It's much better than it was. So now I'm gonna take the taillight out and then just I'm gonna block sand all of this right here, block sand this, and we're gonna get one more coat of Bondo on there. It's already getting dark, but there's nothing we can do about it. So we're gonna get one more coat of Bondo, and hopefully that will be enough to straighten it out. Probably not though. I'm gonna have to keep building this up because this is very, very bad right here. This is not so bad. It's mostly right here. Basically anything around the taillight is really bad. But the driver's side is completely done, so now all we have left to do is the passenger side. So now that I've sanded this a little bit, we can see now where the low and high spots are. So anything that's black basically is low, and anything shiny is basically the high. So you can see right here is the worst part right here. It's the waviest. I haven't done this yet here, so this is going to be bad as well right here. So I'll take the taillight out and then keep at it. I did mostly this right here right now because this is the easiest spot. This is the smoothest, so I'm doing this right now because I don't think it's going to need a second pass of Bondo except right here on this edge. Top ding-dongs, as you can see, we got a nice coat of Bondo on there, following the lines nicely. Hopefully this will be the last one we need, but as you can see, it's getting dark outside. Nice sunset. So that's gonna be it for today. I got started pretty late because it's Saturday and I was just super lazy, so I just wasted a whole day just doing nothing. Actually, I edited the video that you saw. This is confusing timelines. Today I edited last week's video. So yeah. Alright, I'll see you the next day. Like I was saying yesterday before I left, put a tarp on this so it wouldn't rain, but it didn't rain. So I'm just gonna keep sanding it. Just try to get it done today. I got this sanded down a little bit more yesterday, so we'll see how that is. Yeah. Pull the tarp off, keep sanding. Check that out. It is smooth, dude. It is so smooth. A couple little spots where I gotta keep sanding. There's see those little dots? There's a little rough spots. And then there's a little low spot here that I'm not reaching. I'm gonna sand this down a little more. Gotta get that, and then there's a little spot right here gotta fill in, and there's a little crumbling right here. Gotta add the little tiny bit there. But other than that, this shit's perfect. Look how smooth this is, dude. No bumps at all. And the Bondo's so much thinner. That's why I did all this work. Alright, so this is gonna be it for today because I got some stuff to do. I'm going somewhere. So this is what I got done so far. I added more Bondo here because this spot's really wavy still, and then just put in little tiny pieces to fill in those little things I was showing you. Some little dots here, that little spot there, little indent here, and some spots there. So, oh, and I filled this in too. Remember that dent? I had more Bondo than I needed, so yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I mixed up way too much Bondo, so I made this. It's a Bondo peen, so can't wait for that to dry. That's gonna be awesome. It's coming along good. I was like stressing out about how much work this would be, but it actually turned out pretty decent. It's really smooth and really nice, and I'm excited for it to paint over it. Now I'm like freaking out in my head about how much work it's gonna be to like sand everything smooth, because you know, if you have any imperfections in the prep, the paint's just gonna show everything, like, because it's shiny, so it's gonna just show everything really badly. It's gonna be a lot of smoothing with higher grip, you know, like 200 grit. That's all. It's all gonna take even longer than all of this, but I think I'm gonna do that in the spring. So I'm gonna get this quarter panel done and primer it black and just forget about it for the whole winter. Just hope it doesn't rust, hope nothing happens to it. Maybe I'll throw some paint over it just for shits and giggles. And in the spring, it's just gonna be sand, sand, sand. I'm gonna get all smooth and yeah. Hey, it's perfect. Look at that. That's art right there. Perfect little Bondo peen. That's nice. I like that. Cool. This will be a little garage mascot. What's going on, ding dongs? It's now Wednesday, and the next week, C is in the garage because it's raining all week. It's been raining all week, so I brought it inside so that the Bondo doesn't get ruined. And today we're gonna finish sanding it. Just a tiny little amount of block sanding, primer, and that's it. I think that's going to be it for the winter in terms of body work, because I might throw some paint on it just to make sure that the primer doesn't start to rust underneath or something like that. So here's all that's left to sand. See, there's just right here where I applied some more, and looks like the tarp got in it a little bit, but that's okay. It's just this and this, and that's going to be it. And we can primer this whole side. Oh, and this little spot right here too. Just get that sanded back, primer it, and it's good to go. Alright, got this all looking smooth. I somehow managed to ruin this and made it all bumpy again, but I don't care anymore. That's done. This is all smooth. So now I'm just going to primer it and forget about it, because this is taking too long already. I'm going to primer this, it's going to dry. I'm going to sand that side. There it is. All smooth. There's very few bumps. Just this one high spot. But at this point I don't care. Oh man, this looks so much better than before. Alright, ding dongs, it's done. I know you're not going to be able to see much right now because it's still wet. So you can see the spots where the Bondo ends and starts, where it's a little rougher. Once I start painting the car, I'm obviously going to sand over everything up to like 400 grit, so we got a nice surface to paint on. But besides that, it looks pretty straight. It looks decent, man. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Same thing with this side. I mean, this side's dirty because it rained, but yeah, you get the point. It's good enough now. So this is gonna dry now in the garage. It's gonna stay here because it's raining still all week, and this weekend, probably Saturday, I'll go drive somewhere nice, and I'll get some videos for you guys of this ugly ass car. probably just gonna say bye now. Thanks for watching, Ding Dongs. Enjoy the beauty shots. Okay, wanted to say one more thing, Ding Dongs. This week Sylvia and I, we're going to Vegas around Thanksgiving, or the whole week of Thanksgiving, basically. So there probably won't be a video next week, maybe, possibly. I'm gonna film stuff in Vegas with a drone and other stuff, but it's not gonna be anything Ding Dong Drift or car drift or SC400 related, so yeah. Thanks for watching this one, Ding Dongs. We'll see you on the next one. Whenever that is.
Bye.
America, 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 America. Do you have your passport?